This film is a detective story in which you are the detective. The question is not who is the murderer, but who is the werewolf. After all the clues have been shown, you will get a chance to give your answer. Watch for the werewolf break.
Visual contact.
Have scanner contact. Repeat. Have scanner contact. Go.
Target in woods. I've lost visual contact.
Target heading towards map reference 263475. Repeat, map reference 263475. Intercept. Target at exactly map reference 261471. Intercept. Target braking right. Target taking cover, not moving. I can hear his heart beats. You're about 10 yards away. Zero in, number one. He's right by ground mic 87. He's yours. You will get another chance. Let him go. Target now heading 0262-475. 262-475.
Bang! You're dead.
Not until you pull that trigger, boy.
Number 3, 10 yards to your right. Target braking right, intercept, and kill. Blanks, of course. an added personal touch of mine. I thought maybe it would give you an extra kick. Well, you are satisfied with my efforts?
But I spotted the television cameras and the mics you had staked in the ground. They could be destroyed.
But what you haven't seen is this. The underground grid pattern. Now, each one of those red lights represents a microphone buried immediately under the surface. And each one can detect a human footstep up to the range of 1 mile.
Okay. So, the whole area's covered. Now, what if deer or some other animal moves into your fancy grid system?
This analyzes and grades every vibration, computerized to identify bird, beast, or man.
Now, what about this house?
Yes, the house. Now, up to the range of 100 yards, there's a pressure strip under the ground. Nothing can cross that without activating the alarms. Nothing can penetrate your estate without you knowing about it and identifying it.
And being able to pinpoint it.
As I proved to you, with yourself as the target.
Good. You've earned your money, Pavel.
And since it is a great deal of money, thank you. May I now ask a question?
Ask away.
All this expense. Why? Protection?
Against whom? I have enemies. What big man doesn't? In this world, you're either the hunter or the hunted.
And you are the hunter.
Always. On safari or in the boardroom, it's all the same. I go after what I want.
With money, that is not very difficult.
Money buys things. Men shape events. Half the kids I grew up with are right there in the same stinking shanty town, still hustling spook tourists for a living.
And how did you shape events?
I told you. I was born a hunter. I set my sights on the right tourist. Tracked it, snared it, and allowed her to take me to Miami, Florida. I was very determined.
Oh, I'm quite aware of your reputation. Still, my question stands. Why all this?
Because this is going to help me hunt the biggest game of all.
Perhaps you can tell us why you arranged to have yourself shot.
Certainly. Just checking the system's effectiveness.
System? What system? Men popping up out of the bushes and frightening us to death?
Oh, just part of my grand design. The same plan that got you all here at the same time. Why do you think I invited you? Because every one of you sitting here in this room has one thing in common. Death. You, Bennington, once you were United Nations delegate, till 2 members of your grubby entourage mysteriously disappeared.
There was an inquiry, and I was completely exonerated.
So completely that they threw you out of the diplomatic corps. Now you're part-time television personality, which I suppose makes you everybody's house guest.
I don't have to take that kind of talk from you.
You just did. And how about our friend Maestro here? International concert pianist. Plays all over the world. Or used to. Now there are certain European capitals where he's not welcomed anymore. Seems there were nasty killings in those cities, and always when you were playing there. All the victims were found with their throats torn out.
Tom, if you're trying to completely ruin our weekend...
And if you're trying to protect Davina, no go. She wasn't invited because she's your friend. She's here on her own account. Because Funny things happen when Davina Gilmore's in a house party, like you end up, I guess, short. Some poor man or woman, quite dead, and half eaten.
Tom, stop it.
But you asked me to explain, and I haven't finished yet. Mr. Foote knows all about eating human flesh. Isn't that right, Paul? You went to prison for it once, didn't you, Paul?
Somebody's been doing his homework. Still, it's no secret. I started out to be a doctor.
Really?
Yes, really. There were 9 of us medical students involved. We each ate a piece of human flesh. Anatomical specimen.
I know all that. What I don't know is why.
Curiosity? Bravado? I don't know.
Maybe you couldn't help yourself. But that's more Dr. Lundgren's subject.
My subject is archaeology.
But not your passion. Your overwhelming interest is the loup-garou.
Oh, yeah. The what? I prefer to call it Rolock.
Call it what you like. The result's the same. Human flesh torn out and eaten. As one of you knows only too well. Because one of you, sitting here in this room, is a werewolf.
If only I could believe it was a joke. But you never joke, ever. So, that leaves only one other alternative. You're out of your mind.
I have never been more serious in my life.
Serious?
One of our guests is a werewolf, I know it.
Then why invite them here?
Send them home. Please.
They're here and they're staying.
Tom, I don't know what you're planning. I don't care. But please, for my sake.
Things are easy to give up. But a dream of hunting and facing what no man has ever trapped before, to give up that dream, no way.
Tom, what if the werewolf turns out to be me?
Pow! Where were you going?
I was going to the village.
You were trying to escape.
You don't really believe that one of us is a werewolf?
I certainly do.
And you think it is me?
It's a possibility.
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll stay here, you let the others go.
Who are you trying to protect? Davina? Is it Davina? Let's go back. This way, please. Before the night's over, I'll know exactly which one it is.
You're a werewolf,
A man who, by the light of the full moon, turns into a savage and ravening beast. I understood they were very common in your country.
That is one of the reasons I left my country. Why I escaped to England. Away from a mentality which believes in such things.
Well, in Poland, they may rely on garlic and wolfbane strung about the house. I prefer to make use of science.
But if he's your werewolf, I admire his taste in flesh.
She used to be Jan's pupil. Had a great scene going until he gave her the push.
Well, they seem close enough now.
Now, yes. Jan hasn't played in over a year. Got sick with some sort of virus. As soon as Davina heard, she dropped her jet setting and came back to him. And he took her back. Could be either one of them.
She looks like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth.
Maybe she prefers meat. Raw.
Talking of raw meat, I heard what you said in the conservatory.
Last year in Saint-Tropez, a man was found partially eaten. Paul Foote spent the summer there, painting. One of the paintings he did, a man being attacked by a devil. The face of that man
Was the face of the victim.
Right. He claims he copied it from a newspaper photograph. He claims. Well, maybe he's telling the truth, just maybe. One of my guests is certainly lying. But which one? Many books have been written to show the werewolf does not exist. But tonight I'm going to prove them wrong. The conditions are ideal. First, one must have a full moon.
Oh,
thank you.
Come on, I'm supposed to be your favorite neighborhood nut.
Well, let's ask the scientist. Dr. Lundgren, do you believe such creatures exist?
Each man, each woman, has a massive glands in the throat here, the lymphatic glands. Once it served a purpose, to secrete into the bloodstream a hormone, a fluid called lymph. Now, this gland is the vital element in the condition that creates a werewolf. The fluid it releases is a colorless alkaline resembling blood, but containing no red corpuscles. Once conveyed into the bloodstream, it causes the disease, for disease it is, which produces the werewolf.
You sound sorry for the beast.
Well, of course. It has no choice.
No choice.
It is totally unable to deny the urge to feed on human flesh. The primary symptoms are the growing of more body hair and, oh, what is the word? The cleander. Ah, yes, the itchiness of the skin. So,
Tell us what the secondary symptoms are, Lundgren.
as the lymphatic hormone breaks down the molecular structure of the blood, so the victim, and make no mistake, the werewolf is a victim, begins to change identity. Now, first the eyes, red, like those of a mad dog, then the body also. Finally, when the transmogrification is complete, the urge to eat human flesh is uncontrollable. Its appetite must be assuaged.
Guess what? I've just lost mine.
Go on, Doctor.
Well, I'm afraid there's worse to come. The werewolf will eventually die of its condition. Die one of the most painful and pitiful deaths imaginable. In the early stages of the disease, the blood recovers, and the werewolf can regain human shape almost at will. But at last, the blood becomes more and more unstable. The white corpuscles can no longer combat any disease, any virus known to mankind. This is what kills the werewolf.
Well, if anyone feels like eating after that, he's welcome.
I find it fascinating. Dr. Lundgren is an expert. He's been looking for a werewolf all his life. Isn't that right, Doctor?
Yeah, but never, I regret, have I ever caught one.
How would you go about catching one, Doctor?
I'll tell you how. He'd gather together a number of possible suspects, isolate them, miles from anywhere, wait for a full moon.
Like tonight. Then, when the man or woman was compelled to turn into a werewolf and ran loose on the estate, every inch of which has been electronically bugged, he'd take his rifle, track it, corner it, and kill it, as I shall.
You know, I think we can settle this matter once and for all. Oh, I hate to deprive Tom of his sport. But if somebody wanted to kill a werewolf, I can think of a simpler way.
What's that?
This. This is silver, isn't it?
Of course.
Am I right, Doctor? Silver's supposed to be poisonous to the werewolf? Even the touch of silver?
Death would be almost instantaneous. Minute particles of silver will be absorbed by the skin, and together with the lymphatic hormone, will combine to make a deadly poison.
Then why don't we pass this round? If one of us is a werewolf and drops dead, we can get on with our meal in peace.
Great, a kind of classy Russian roulette. Give it here. Mwah.
I've always loathed party games. What am I supposed to do? Satisfied?
How about our hostess?
There. And since you've completely succeeded in wrecking dinner, I think I'll have a stiff drink.
I'll join you.
Well, if that was dinner, I can't wait for the cabaret.
Your husband knew the experiment could not work.
Why not?
One essential element was missing. Pollen has to be in the air. Pollen from the plant wolfbane.
You sound so disappointed.
Oh, no, not really. But I have waited many years. You understand, it is rare for all the necessary elements to assemble at one and the same time. First, there must be a full moon. This activates the gland in the same way as the full moon influences the seas, the tides, the winds.
The moon might make me feel a little odd, but I can't see myself turning into a werewolf.
You do not mind? For that to happen, the lymphatic hormone would have to be released into your bloodstream. The wolfbane pollen acts as an irritant, the trigger mechanism, if you like.
Moral. Stay away from harvest festivals.
No, all of us are safe enough. Wolfbane does not grow in Great Britain, and in any case, it only pollinates during the autumn.
full moon. Shame nobody thought to order.
Wolf, Bane? Carefully nurtured in the hothouse and pollinating beautifully.
We've played past the candlestick, and I think we've put our guests through enough for one evening.
But there was no pollen in the air then. There is now. How long before any change takes place?
I do not know for sure. If the werewolf is young and the disease in its early stages, then the willpower may hold off the change for a few hours.
But not until morning when the moon goes down.
Oh, no. Not for so long.
Good. Then we wait. The full moon lasts at least 3 days. Oh, by the way, we'll be alone in the house from now on. I've given the staff a rest. I'm sure Caroline will look after you all beautifully, won't you, Caroline?
Of course, Tom.
It's called aggro art. You cover a canvas with paint, express your creative aggression by beating it with different sizes of whip.
I'm a landscape man myself.
You really expect something to happen, don't you?
Of course. Damn it. 2 of them are missing. Go closer. Give me sound.
I can't think what's got into Tom. Perhaps he's drunk.
Well, you've known him longer than I have, Davina. What's he really like?
Oh, I don't know him all that well. Caroline, yes, we shared a flat together before she got married. Tom's stinking rich, of course, but then we all know that. And he hunts. Anything. If it exists, Tom Newcliffe shot it.
The dogs are restless. Must be the full moon.
Don't you start. We came out here to get away from all that grisly chaff. You don't believe all that stuff. Gothic tales of werewolves are as fake as this house.
But the house exists. I'm a sort of agnostic. Maybe they exist, maybe they don't. But Tom is a true believer.
Suddenly this place is giving me the creeps. I'm glad you're here with me.
Let's go inside. You know, if we don't reappear, Tom will think we've turned into a pair of werewolves and come after us with a gun.
Do you still believe it could be one of those lovebirds?
Don't lose them.
So, your king is in check.
Mm-hmm. But not mate. The game's hardly begun yet. A little brandy. How extraordinary. Even the backs of your hands are covered in hair.
Well, you know what they say.
No, I don't. I have no idea who they are or what they say.
Caroline will tell you.
Oh, you mean the masculinity bit? Personally, I've never been crazy about animated teddy bears.
I don't know about teddy bears. Your husband's expecting one of us to change into a werewolf. See any signs yet, Doctor?
No, not yet.
Then I hope no one minds if I don't stick around. Caroline?
Sure, go on up.
Young man, a simple precaution. Lock your door.
In case someone starts to eat his way through the guest list.
Perhaps not so flippant, but something like that.
Poor beast. He'd get food poisoning. Night all.
Good night.
Go with him.
Good night, Paul.
As tight as you can go.
I didn't think to bug the bathrooms. A great many men have hairs on their chest.
And also on the back of their hands. The hell of it is, I can't remember if his were always that way. Better check on the others.
I'm terribly sorry about Tom. He certainly does know how to put the kiss of death on a party.
Rather an unfortunate turn of phrase, madam.
You know, maybe we're all a little bit crazy for coming here.
You know, there's a very good man in Harley Street. I should get Tom to go and see him if I were you, because he's clearly off his head. Good night, darling. Good night, baby.
Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Newcliffe.
Eavesdroppers seldom hear anything good about themselves, you know. Oh, you want me to tune in on your guests in bed?
I'm no voyeur. I'm going to get some rest while you keep your eyes open. I don't want you to miss a heartbeat. Anything stirs, anything at all, let me know immediately.
Mr. Newcliffe. Newcliffe. Activity on the estate. Target heading past the spinney towards the river.
Visual contact?
Not yet. But whatever it is, it's keeping close to cover.
I know what it is.
Computer identifies target as large four-legged animal. Weight 159 pounds.
That's what I said. Zero me in.
Control to Hunter. Target static at river. Control to Hunter. Veer to your left, 45 degrees. Target moving to the north. Control to Hunter. Maintain course to intercept. Repeat. Maintain course to intercept. Control to Hunter. Target making straight for you. Target heading straight at you, Hunter. Range 200 yards. And closing. Target 150 yards. 150 yards. And closing. To your north, Newcliffe. Directly north. Target 100 yards. And closing. Target slowly. Target stop. No, target moving very slowly. Target heading directly for you. I have you in vision, Hunter. Target 80 yards away. Target edging south, following the contours of the clearing. Good. The following is smooth. Target coming, Hunter. It's almost on you. Control to Hunter. Is that you moving towards the house or the target?
I'm not moving.
Did you have visual contact?
Just the shape, and you?
On the monitor the same, just the shape.
Zero me in again, Pavel.
Target heading straight for the house and closing fast.
He's coming for you, Pavel. To stop you guiding me.
Range 100 yards and closing. And I don't believe in werewolves.
I don't care what you believe in, Pavel. But for God's sake, protect yourself, man. Lock the door. Find something silver.
Control to Hunter. Target inside pressure strip and out of external scanner range.
Get something silver.
Don't worry, Hunter. I can do better than that.
Pavel.
Didn't you hear shots?
It was me. Nothing to worry about. I thought I saw a poacher.
Did you get him?
I'm sure I heard a scream.
Maybe it was a dog howling.
Where is Paul Foot? Come on, no use playing possum.
What's the matter?
Wake up, damn you!
Huh?
Sleeping pills.
Thank God he's all right. That we're all right.
And no one is missing?
No. No one is missing.
Morning, Mr. Newcliffe.
Good morning. Change of plan. I want you to install the night-high camera and the scanner screen.
Look out.
Good. And to be on standby at the house tonight, I'll need you. Over and out.
Come along, Dr. Lundgren, you'll go.
You were going to show me how to hold the
How to... Now, right hand down on the slip bit. Now, just now.
Can you tell Tom? He'll take it better from you.
Sure, I will. Tom, Davina's worried. It seems poor Jan's had some kind of setback, and she's determined to get him back to town. She'd like to leave right away. Tom! Tom!
Oh, I have spoiled my score.
Never mind. Very near, dear. Bad luck. No, it isn't easy.
Go back.
Go back.
Miss. Want a drink?
Why aren't you with the others?
Been tracking you. Hunting the hunter. Smile, you're on candid camera. Oh, didn't you know you have television cameras growing on your trees?
Sure I know. They took years to cultivate.
What's that? Picnic lunch?
The rotary arms for every automobile on the estate are at the bottom of the river.
What?
Oh, don't worry. I'll have them all replaced at my expense before you leave.
Well, thanks a lot.
You knew damn well I wanted to get Jan back to town.
And I wanted you to stay. All of you. Of course, if anyone cares to walk, it's only 12 miles to the village.
This whole business is preposterous. I won't be kept here against my will. I'll call the police if necessary.
Unfortunately, the telephones seem to be temporarily out of order.
You know, you have taken complete leave of your senses.
For just one more night. All the conditions are perfect. So, it won't be long now. Anyone care to play the candlestick game?
We went through that circus last night.
Scared?
There. No fangs. Now, why don't you take your solid silver werewolf diviner and shove it?
What about you, Bennington?
You know, if I had my way, we'd read about that candlestick in tomorrow's press. Millionaire hunter done to death with a blunt instrument.
All bluff and bluster. But... And what about our little lady friend who's so anxious to get out of here? Maybe she has reasons we don't know about. Care to show us, Davina?
Leave her alone, Newcliffe.
Careful, Jan. Mustn't excite yourself. All of you, sitting here so innocent and so scared. You think I've gone off my head? Well, I've checked you out. You're all suspects. One of you is a werewolf. I know it.
Enough! I've had enough.
Maybe I should have looked closer to home.
Closer to home? I don't recognize you anymore. You have to win all the time. I've watched you climb to the top of the heap, and I've gone along with you.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy the ride.
But not anymore. You've let your passion for hunting turn into a bloodlust, and I'll have no part... This is what you wanted. Blood.
Leave her alone. When the time comes, I'll be waiting.
Tom? Tom? Tom, for God's sake!
It's out there on the loose. Listen.
But we're all here.
Paul Foot isn't. Let's go.
Are they silver?
Right, for a very special game. Same drill as before. I want you to sweep in a box pattern.
No instructions from the house?
No. We're on our own tonight. Infrared camera set up?
Slung immediately below us.
Good. We passed him. We passed him below at 9 o'clock. Come on. Swing round. Headed for the mound! Take me down!
Right.
I've got it! He's in there somewhere.
He's hurt badly.
Davina, please take Caroline back to the house. Could you see that they get back safely?
Of course.
It's like living in a shooting gallery.
Where were you?
When? I've been lots of places.
Earlier, when I checked your room, and the wolf was out there on the loose, and you were nowhere to be found.
Then? Well, I heard some howling too, so I thought I'd slip out and take a look for myself. There's no crime in that, is there?
I went up in a helicopter to hunt it. I saw the beast, all right, but I didn't see you.
Oh, I saw you, though, blasting away from your whirly bird.
Can't prove any of it, though, can you, Foot? And you? Where were you?
I went out too, but like Paul, I can't prove it.
And when you came back?
I got back into bed. I had somebody come in after me. He fell on the stairs.
That was me, tripping over my own feet.
Out there, a man lies dead. My pilot had his throat torn out by one of you. Once you had tasted human flesh, you could then change back into your present shape. But
Bennington.
Neither of you has escaped me yet.
Bennington's not here.
Stay where you are.
But even if the phone was working, can you imagine explaining to some village cop that Arthur Bennington was killed by a werewolf? And not only Bennington, there's the pilot as well.
But we should get the police in any case.
No.
Tom, 2 men are dead. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
2 killings in one night? That means the disease has gotten a firmer hold. And your resistance, or yours, is getting weaker. Tonight is my last chance. The last night of the full moon. And I warn you both. Tonight, the beast must die, and will.
This is the werewolf break. Have you guessed who the werewolf is? Is it Paul Foot? Jan? Davina? Dr. Lundgren? Caroline? You have 30 seconds to give your answer. Made up your mind? Let's see if you're right.
It has to be you. You knew you couldn't hold out much longer, so you tried to make a run for it, didn't you?
No, it's not that at all. I am scared, and I've every right to be scared. Last night, 2 men had their throats ripped out. I don't want to be the third victim.
You're scared, all right. Scared about how many people you know you'll have to kill tonight. Isn't that more like the truth?
It can't be me! And I can prove it! There. I held it last night at dinner, remember?
We all held the damn thing last night at dinner, and poor old Arthur Bennington still died.
It has to be you. You couldn't account for your movements last night. And today you tried to leave the estate. It all fits. But can you explain why silver has no effect?
If contact is made, silver must kill.
And I'm a lie.
But in this day and age, it would be simple enough to protect the skin with a plastic coating such as we use on cuts or nail varnish.
There's nothing on my hand. Look!
It was just a possible explanation.
Every one of these is silver. Nobody's going to varnish the inside of his mouth.
Now you. 1 for each of you. And enough to spare. Mustn't play favorites.
Time for my pill.
Take her out of here.
I killed her.
Foot, see if you can help with Davina. Go on, man, get out. I'll take care of things here.
All the time it was Caroline. And I killed her. She was with me in the barn last night. At the same time that the werewolf was there. I can believe my own eyes, can't I? And she held a candlestick at dinner.
If a human being is bitten by a werewolf and lives, he or she becomes a werewolf. The fatal hormone is transferred with the bite.
But Carol wasn't bitten. A dog was.
Caroline had an open wound on her hand from the glass she broke at dinner. The blood from her dog, already infected by the beast, made her a victim also.
Then the original werewolf was...
There, hush. After this attack, it may try for another kill.
Then it's him and me. One bullet left. That's sporting enough. Look after Davina.
I will.
And don't leave the house.
I'm sorry, Davina.
Are you hurt?
Just bruised to hell. It bit me. The werewolf bit me.
There must be a cure. There must be.
There is only one cure.